in Germany that may have some really cool stories. So, Rainer, I appreciate you coming on, bro.
Of course, anytime. My pleasure.
So I guess I'm 57. How old are you? Are you in the same age range?
57, right on the spot.
Nice, dude. So when did you start racing?
I started racing in late 81, but I didn't start competitive racing till early 1982.
Okay, cool. Well, if you don't mind, dude, just start out with your story. Tell me what you've been, how you got into it, your highlights, your lowlights, and we can talk about it. We can compare notes, bro.
Okay. Well, originally, I wanted to go race motocross. Okay. I hadn't even heard of BMX. I didn't even know how to spell BMX. That was 1978. And I just took my kid's bike, a 24-inch, by the way, and I wanted to ride motocross on my bicycle. So I did. I took off all unnecessary parts. I fabricated a number plate out of plywood. I put pads on, wrapped them with some duct tape. And there I was riding motocross on my bicycle. And then I think 79 or 80, I got wind of BMX. BMX was coming, and I'm like, dude, once this gets here, I'll be the first one to ride a BMX bicycle. So that's what happened. So I think late 1980 or early 1981, I got my first, department store BMX bike. That didn't last too long. I shredded that thing within a couple months to pieces. Everything fell apart. Everything broke. Piece of junk. So in late 1981, I got back then a Diamondback 2, very decent bicycle. In part, my grandma paid for it. In part. Paid for by my dad, and I had a paper route at the time, so we split up the cost, and there I had my first decent bike, and I went racing with that starting 1982.
A Diamondback 2. I'm not familiar with that. Was that like a Silver Streak or something, or
the predecessor of the Silver Streak? The Silver Streak didn't come out till late 82 or early 83, and the predecessor was called Diamondback 2. Basically the same bike, except it had Sugino 3-piece cranks, alloy bars, alloy seat post. Other than that, very similar bike, except mine was chrome with blue parts. The Silver Streak was always chrome with black pieces.
Always chrome with black. You're right. Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, so did the U.S. guys? I mean, obviously, I think I heard you guys talking about the U.S. Riders used to come over to Germany and do things, do exhibitions, stuff like that. How did the U.S. guys stack up when they went over to visit you guys? I would assume that you guys really enjoyed spanking us, right?
Well, I remember they set up some invitational races where, like, say, a couple of factory teams came over from the US to race in Europe, promote product, promote the brand, do some demo races and stuff. But I'm telling you, these guys, they took their stuff seriously. It wasn't like, well, we'll do a demo race and just easily coast along. No, sir. They were going all out, and so were we. And I think those were some of the best races because it let the local guys or the German guys, some European guys, hang it all out against some of the better, some of the pros that came over. We had like the entire Hutch team came over in 1984. We had the entire GT team come over, I think, around the same time. And those made up some great races. Yeah.
Any good stories of battle?
Oh yeah, I got a story.
Tell me the stories, bro.
Yes. Well, 1984, middle of the summer, I think July, we were at a track called Leverkusen, and we had Rob Fade, Nelson Chanady, Tim Judge. I forgot who the other ones were. Anyway, myself, and we made it to the finals. And like those 4 names I mentioned, we were first row of battle, and then everybody else 10 feet behind another row, and we were going at it hard. And I think Nelson Chanity, he got a little squirrely. He was a fast rider, but got a little squirrely at times, and he takes out the entire first row of riders, you know. So the second row, they just ride around us, and I think we just coast to the finish line. But we were going at it hard. Yeah, I remember that. Then a week later, there was another race, an invitational. I think Mike Miranda was there. Again, Rob Fade, Tim Judge, Tommy Brackens was there. And yeah, I managed to hold my own, and I think I finished second or third.
Always stay on the Patterson, or did you ever migrate to something else?
I stayed on Patterson for 3 years, I believe, and then 86, I think Vance decided to discontinue Patterson racing. So I had good contacts with 09, and again, Michael Mullman, he stepped in, and I landed a sponsorship on with 09.
That's bad. So, and that's when 09 had their own frames, right?
Yes, exactly. Made by Cyclocraft.
Yeah, dude, that's right. See, I love learning stuff, bro. I love it. I love learning trivia. I love learning all these things. You know, I interviewed Vance Patterson, and I was real nervous. And I asked him, I said, I go, does it bother you that other riders used to buy your frame and put their stickers on it? And he said, absolutely not, man.
Hell no, it didn't. Of course not.
I didn't know. I swear to God, I thought, well, it might have made him mad. Like, buy a Patterson, don't buy this other one, you know.
Well, I can admit it now. It's almost 40 years ago when I was sponsored by 09. Yes, I did ride the Pro XL 20-inch frame, but for some reason the Cruiser didn't suit me right. So I rode the Patterson PR 240 Cruiser and put 09 decals on. There you have it. There you have it.
I like that. I never even considered riding a Patterson. I was a JMC guy.
Oh, awesome!
I never considered riding a Patterson, but I've since doing the podcast and talking to people, I've since learned that it was a common occurrence for people.
It was more common than you could imagine.
And then later on, the Amtrak or the limo. I'm sorry, the free agent limo.
Free agent.
Yeah. Mention Powerlight. Do you ever? I always think about underrated companies. I never thought that Powerlight got their due. Man, I always thought that Powerlight was didn't get their respect that they deserved. Do you have an opinion on Powerlight? Do you have any?
Yes, I do. I do have an opinion on Powerlight because my dad, he would be the distributor for Steve Rink's Powerlight, Mark Rink, Steve Rink. I keep yeah.
Steve.
Anyway, he'd be the distributor for a while back in that was 84, 5, 6, 7 Powerlight before they got taken over by GT. And we even set up a Rainer's Bike Shop Powerlight team. And eventually we had 2 or 3 riders who did really well on the national and on the European scene on Powerlight.
Were you bunny hopping the Cruiser on the table or a 20-inch?
I could do both, but I was having a hard time bunny hopping the Cruiser, but I could do it. Yes.
You know, I talked when I interviewed Ronnie Anderson too.
Oh.
and we were bragging about our bunny hopping skills, right?
Yes.
And I was kind of telling him we used to bunny hop tennis court nets. Now, they weren't straight, right? Let's say, you know, it always sagged in the middle.
They sag a little bit, like an inch and a half.
Yeah, right in the middle. So
Right.
I could bunny hop a tennis court net, and then Ronnie goes, we used to bunny hop picnic tables. I was like, oh man, okay, you got me.
Yeah, Ronnie was one of the greatest bunny hoppers of all time. I can assure you that.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah, it was crazy stuff, man.
Yeah.
So you're on the cruiser and stuff like that. You're dominating, and you become more of a cruiser rider.
Yeah.
What are the big? Are any of those titles that you mentioned, were they cruiser titles, or
Yes.
were they all 20 inch?
Yes. The number 2 world was on a 24-inch.
I give you props, man. Did you ever come back and try to race a cruiser modern day?
No, I did not. But eventually, back in 1993, after my active BMX career was already over, I came back and I got a cruiser title again, 1993.
On what bike?
Patterson.
The same
Patterson Cruiser.
You just dusted off the bike and brought it right back out again.
Yes, I did.
That's
you know what?
dude.
I still have it to this very day.
That is gangster, dude. I love that, dude. That's so bitchy, man.
Yeah.
On comp threes, probably, right? On comp threes?
Gnarler knobbies. I always liked the gnarler knobbies better.
You mentioned freestyle, dude. Were you a freestyler too?
I did a little bit when it first started. I think in 1983, Bob Harrow came over for a demo run, and he actually used the ramps I had built back then to BMX Action specs, by the way. We rode a little on Saturday, and Sunday was going to be the big day, but it got rained out. Too bad.
Are you talking about the BMX plans, the plans that were in BMX Action in
the plywood ramps? Remember?
I built the same ramp, dude. I had it in my driveway for years.
Yeah, me too. It kind of rotted away over time because the wood got rotted so bad. But I think it lasted a solid, I'd say 10, 12 years. It lasted.
Dude, we had that ramp in my driveway, and we had probably on a daily basis 15, 20 kids at my house.
Oh yeah.
It was nuts, dude. But none of us ever went off the top, dude. We would drop in, or we would do, we do 180s and that type of thing.
Okay.
But no one ever went off the top, dude. No way.
No airs, no big airs.
Air, dude. No air.
Okay. Yeah.
Obviously, you got off the top.
I could get like a foot or two of air, and that was it.
It was too sketchy, dude.
It was very sketchy.
Up against the wall or something,
it was very sketchy. If you remember the ramp itself, it was maybe 6'4" or something, or 6'2". It had a small platform at the top and a very steep, aggressive angle. It would like kick you real hard.
it had like 6 inches of vert on top.
Exactly.
Crazy, man.
There you go.
And on the plans where it had that, it was like an arm that came out the back that would like.
Yeah, mine had that too.
We didn't even bother making that part. We just leaned it up against the wall.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, we had to use the arm because there was nothing we could lean it against.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. It was a standalone quarter pipe, and then we had the small ramp too.
Okay. Yeah, like a kick ramp or something.
Yeah, the kick turn ramp.
Yeah, dude. Like we were like the extent of my freestyle. Okay, so I told a story before where we used to go to Pipeline. You've heard of Pipeline?
Upland. Yes.
Upland. They're very good. Pipeline. So there was a track at Pipeline where I used to race, and we used to hit Pipeline before and after the races on the weekends, and we do 180s and that type of thing. Nothing major. But my whole freestyle thing was like a rock walk, tire tap 360s, 180
endos and stuff, wheelies,
curb endo, no footed curb endos, and you always had to bring the back tire up and kiss your ass. If you couldn't kiss your ass, you didn't know how to do it right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Normally, when we have guests on, we do BMX trivia and that type of thing. Mm-hmm. And since my co-host isn't there today, I couldn't do trivia with you. Would you be open to coming back and doing trivia with me?
Oh, absolutely.
Dude, that would be incredible. We could have an international trivia contest. BMX.
Sure.
That'd be great, bro. You know, I know that you're only a co-host on that podcast, sometime co-host, but if somebody wanted to find that podcast, or if someone wanted to learn about that podcast, could you give a brief description of what they do on the podcast and how someone can find the podcast?
Well, Patrick, the host, he started doing these podcasts, I think, two years ago. And it was going well. It's a niche product. It only appeals to a certain audience, as you know. But nevertheless, he started doing this, and I suggested, Patrick, why not do an episode in English so you could appeal to a way broader audience? And I think it's working out okay so far. So I think we might be coming up with another one, on a different subject, who knows what, but I think it just appeals to a broader audience, and I think a lot of people would be interested in just hearing these old BMX stories. Don't you agree?
Yes, dude. And I don't want you to take this personally, dude. I had no idea that you guys in Germany even rode BMX bikes. So I give you mad respect because you seem to know even more than I do, and you seem to be more into it, or just as much into it as I am. So it's great that old school BMX transcends waters, and we all have the same fire inside us. Yes. And the same outlook on things. So I think it's great, bro. And I wouldn't have found out about that podcast without the one in English, too. So I think it's fabulous that they did the one in English, and I would listen to more of them. I didn't realize that was the only one that was in English. But if you're going to do more,
we got more coming. We got more coming down the pipeline.
Nice, dude. So where can people find the podcast?
Well, I think they're on Spotify, a Riders Ready podcast, and they're also on, what did I say? Apple podcast.
Okay.
Apple. Right. Riders Ready, BMX Old School podcast.
Dude, Rainer, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, man. Thank you very much. I'm glad to have met you, and I'm so thankful that you came on the podcast to talk to me. This is great, man. And you're going to I'm going to cut this episode up 100 different ways. If you didn't have your face out there now, it's sure going to be out there now, but I appreciate it. And if you could send me pictures of anything that you have, I would love to do a promotional video for this when it drops.
Will do.
It's been a pleasure, bro. Thank you so much.
The pleasure was all mine. Thanks for having me, and I'll see you at Frogtown.
Absolutely, man. It's going to be great. Appreciate it,
buddy. Got it. Thank you,
man. Have a great night.
Awesome. Take care.
And then now you can go to sleep now, dude.
Oh yeah, it's 12:30, so I'm ready for bed.
Thanks a lot, Rainer. Have a good night, bro.
All right. Peace out. Man. Thank you. Bye bye.